of turn 31, and it is very much bad news, or kind of as we expected. Yeah, he's got a lot of troops there, a lot of troops. Pushed that skirmisher line, made short work of them. They've all routed here, there and everywhere. So yeah, I'm going to have to get some hasty defence there and rely on my guns. It's guard artillery, yeah. That will hold, but I do need to get some troops there. Pretty sharpish, and make a defence of it, because that's pretty much my centre. That goes, all of a sudden he can sweep round both armies. So I'm not afraid, but it is a critical point to defend. I wish I'd sort of envisaged it, but he didn't give any indication that he was going to attack. But typical Brit, playing the psych war, psyops. But anyway, never mind. Continue with that cavalry up there, and then all this cavalry appeared as well. So again, sort of knew that there was something going on, and yeah, all this cavalry appeared. Had some pot shots of some Cossacks. I'm going to have to deal with this, get everybody into square. I don't have much guns, but I do have my reserve cavalry, and they are coming up to sort of this area behind these guys, and ready to pounce if they need. These are my heavies, my cuirassiers, and they will make short work of Cossacks and dragoons and lances, I hope. Okay, so what else? His cavalry down here. Again, he had some skirmishers off the top of the hill there. It's like a magpie seeing something shiny. He just always seems to go for all my skirmishers. We bumped into some line troops here on the edge of the forest, and of course some Cossacks. I'd say they're from before, judging by the number of them. His Cossacks here didn't really do anything with. These Cossacks appeared, they're going over the river, so yeah, business as usual, as moving the old guard around, swinging the other guys up to Klein Salzgarten. Hand-to-hand stuff, he attacked us, but we came off better in the 2 or 3 attacks that he did. He had to go with skirmishers on skirmishers here, brave little so-and-sos. Yeah, right. So I will get back to you when I am able to fire on something. Right, moved everybody. I want to move in that turn. What I want to do now is start quite a lot of this combat, and I'm hoping, because it's not a blizzard, it's just heavy snow, that we can charge. Happy days, we can charge. So that's exactly what I'm going to start doing. We gotta deal with all this cavalry. North, south, east, west, infantry in the middle. It's all kicking off. Just more cavalry. Okay, happy days. I wonder, I didn't actually check whether we can actually use muskets in this turn. Not everywhere, but I have actually brought skirmisher lines in, just because, as we said before, it's like a magpie to him, and he just gets drawn towards them. 7 guns, nice. So he's going to get cut up quite a bit by these guns. 300, okay. Sorry, bear with me, I'm just checking what's the best target. He's losing quite a lot here. Cossacks. Quality? No, Cossacks aren't usually good. It looks like some hussars, so we might have a go at them actually. Ooh. Nice, nice. These are Cossacks, so we definitely have a go at them. What we got? 100, 100. Yep, top guys. Nice. And we'll see if we can. No, we can't. So the weather is preventing musket fire, so it's all going to be hand-to-hand, meleeing with cavalry and artillery. So, our artillery. Right from the off, I'm going to cut up, load, probably not for these guys, but that front line, my grand battery, they're going to be loading grape shot and canister shot for this. And I'm going to go for the big bunch stop guys. Teach him a lesson. Vive l'empereur. Yeah, I think he might be regretting this. Well, certainly adding to my numbers. Shouldn't laugh really. It's, I did warn him at the start about bunching everyone up. No sympathy. Nowhere you can find sympathy in the dictionary. Alright, so these guys. So this is why, in reverse, the exact reason that I didn't want to charge or assault all those guns he had up there, for this exact reason. Okay, I'd have been a bit more savvy and not bunch troops up, but I can't see him. If this is all he's got, I don't actually know what's behind him. Bring those skirmishers in. I don't actually know what's behind him. He might have loads more infantry yet, I don't know. I'd have been a bit more spread out, but he's not going to achieve anything with this. It's all because of this victory point, or taking Eylau itself. It's only, I think it's 100 points. Yeah. Where is... oh, there. Yeah, so it is only 100 points. Yeah, that's another thing. General Savari, I'm going to bring him to the front line, and he's going to lead the troops in the front line. We're going to have a go at these brave skirmishers again. And this time we'll get the light troops in, and hopefully sort them out. Okay, push them back anyway. And we can't use guns. Hand-to-hand fighting, I think we do have some troops ready to attack. What are they? 400. Alright, so we'll bring them up. Some vicious fighting on this ridge. Push them right back. Bump into those Pavlov grenadiers. I'm impressed with Brigadier Kandros, because every time he sorts these guys out, they become routed, and next turn they're available. And there's a lot of them, so he's done a fantastic job. Push them back, and then in the woods we've got these guys and these legers. We'll just use these line troops, I think. Oh, more troops. Some fresh Pavlov grenadiers. Okay, what to do? We'll bring them up, and it'd be nice to get a position overlooking South Allen. Actually, if he's got stuff here, chances are he's got stuff in South Allen as well. So I brought that artillery up, and we're gonna, edge forward with these guys as well. Bring that gun up to high ground up there. Yeah, happy with that. How are we doing for supply? Those who watched my Talavera video, that was a lesson learned, and to be honest, I was on top of it in the beginning, and I just always sort of, it's a second thought at the end of the turn sort of thing. Where do we get to here? So, again, I've started with these units here, this cavalry. I'm trying to get it behind this protective line of artillery and infantry squares. I haven't seen any artillery from him, so all good, and that artillery is hopefully going to chip away at his cavalry. So can they actually... no, they can't. Nobody can see anything. No, they can't. Never mind, not the end of the world. These guys can though. What have we got here? 100 and 100. Half of them gone anyway. Horse artillery, have you got the range? You do. 100 lancers, we'll have a go at them. They must be from before, I think. Not too bad. I unlimbered these guns in the square. Now those chasseurs chevals here, they were beaten off by an attack by him in the turn. Went into the square, disrupted everybody in the square, but it's not the end of the world because we can't fire with the square anyway, but we can fire with artillery. Okay, and these guys can't because they're heavy guns. They won't have the range on anybody. Can't do anything with these Cossacks. We can't do anything here as well, although I will start to move them maybe out here just to make sure. In the north, we've got those Cossacks getting a little bit close to the guns, so we'll protect those guns, continue our push. Move with these guys, should have moved these guys, beg your pardon. take them out. Up and guns a little bit. I'll move these skirmishers back. Although, I'll dangle them out and I guarantee you he'll go for them. Got any charges here? I think we do. How many? Yeah, we'll push back some of this cavalry because we can charge now. Try to. I'll move this square here. They have the good. And then we'll charge with this one unit that we can. When that guard cavalry comes round, I might just start thinking a little bit about protecting those chasseurs chevals, or arresting them, should I say, not protecting them. There we go, it all seems to be kicking off. He's making a very costly attack in the centre with infantry. Held out that turn anyway. Skirmishers gave us a nice bit of advance warning. He's got everybody bunched up. Long way it continue, just keep it coming as long as it stays like that. It is futile at the moment. Cavalry, there's a lot of it there. Having to sort of deal, or can they go into square? Better put them in square. Having to deal with all this cavalry, but it's not too bad. So far so good. And we're bringing up that reserve, the cuirassiers, the heavy cavalry, to deal with them as well. Nothing up here with the Prussians. They've been very quiet. Whether he's moved them, I don't know, but they're very quiet. Yeah, and that's about it. So it's starting to hot up a bit. And right, a pretty chaotic turn there at turn 32. Where to start? Prussians appeared. Let's start up here then. Yep, so the Prussians appeared. Still got visibility 4 hexes. I'll quick look at the weather forecast. Light snow, so it is clearing up and things are going to become clearer. A very uncoordinated cavalry advance here, there and everywhere, I'm going to call it. Didn't really do anything. Skirmishers, of course he took some skirmishers. Everywhere he moved, my guns were well enough placed to have quite a lot of opportunity fire, and he's got some routed cavalry up here, this end. So that's good. We've got a lot of chance for offensive fire as well on this one. Although, I would say those cavalry are coming down here, so nicely played. Potentially might sandwich these guys in, so I'm going to have to bring this reserve cavalry, the cuirassiers, into play. Around Eylau, for all my sort of jest last time taking the mick out of him for assaulting, he actually did break the line, which is potentially quite serious, so we're going to have to deal with that break in the line. He's swarming me with infantry, but okay, fair enough. He's after Eylau, some defensive battle he's playing. Yeah, so a case of bringing the guard up, just in case. Unlike Napoleon, I'm a little bit more, not eager, but willing to use the guard. They are my best troops, the best quality troops. Why not use them? I'll keep a reserve, but normally it isn't the guard. Around here, we took those skirmishes last time. He didn't do any hand-to-hand fighting. I think that's because everybody was disordered. Here, he pulled a lot of cavalry back again. We got quite a lot of opportunity fire, which is always nice. And I think that was about it. Yeah, and Cossacks just doing what Cossacks do again. So yeah, so I'm going to have to move and sort this front line out in Eylau itself. I'm going to have to try and get this reserve cavalry into position where they can mount a countercharge. Got to deal with some Prussian cavalry, got to move my own cavalry. Seen a gun here, so going to have to get them across this road and river, and then fall on what I'm hoping to flank. But we've got Althoff there, or Althoff, and he's got some infantry. He must have some Prussian infantry somewhere, and I don't remember actually seeing them at all so far. This is one the only map I'm using is actually in the book, so I'm not marking it. I haven't really made many notes. I can't remember seeing any Prussian infantry there. So visibility's clearing, it's all kicking off, and we're not even halfway through yet. Right, end of this turn, and there is going to be some action across the board. movement wise, as I said, continuing to move Lassalle and his cavalry. Guard cavalry continued their sweep around. Guys went up to Klein Southgarten. I've got to try and break this stalemate now, slowly but surely, in the south, just because the other guys have sort of gone ahead of them on their left flank a little bit and taken that high ground. And we've got a kink in that southern front now. Move my chasseurs valves around to deal with skirmishes and what have you. But I suppose the big question is, what can we do and what can we fire on? Turn around some cavalry there to start dealing with Prussians as and when they get a little bit closer, but we can start firing on them. Ooh, so I think is that the first Prussians we got so far? Can't remember. So a lot of these guys here. Right, great. We will charge with Guyot. Came disordered, so they can't charge. What's he got? And they're not charging one squadron. No, so we'll leave them as they are. Not much I could do with these guys, but I did bring my reserve cavalry up, the cuirassiers, and they are... Next turn, they'll be ready. They didn't have much disorderment moving around, so that's all good. These guys right next to the guns, so they're going to get hammered. Absolutely smashed. Okay, we've got these guns, horse artillery, and who we got? 90 and 100. We'll take the 90s because they're disrupted, chances are we get more of them. And again, same. Lethal. It was quite an uncoordinated attack. 30, 70, 90, so we'll take some of the bottom stack. It was just sort of here, there and everywhere. And the way I'd set my guns out and the way, because it's not phased, every gun had one or two, not every gun, but one or two defensive shots. So not the most realistic, but it's all about sort of knowing the angles, the games. Right, we've got to do something about this infantry, and the good news is a lot of it is bunched up. We do have other troops arriving, managed to get some guys in line, bringing the guard up, so the first units of the guard are on the outskirts of Eylau. We've got some cavalry out and just basically establishing a nice line. I hope the guns can hold, and yeah, hold until I can get a decent front line established. So we'll crack on with everybody and anybody we can fire on. Rubbish. That was better. Still big numbers of them. Shut these guys. And can they ever go at them? Yeah. We've got a column there, we better put in that in line. Although they can't fire. We've got skirmishers now. What have we got in front of us here? So we'll crack at these guys. Nice, and we'll go at the ones behind following up. Guard cavalry, they're normally fantastic guard cavalry. Top unit. Not too bad, not too shabby. Skirmishers, you can have a go at these guys that broke through. You can't. So you can't really do anything. I turned these guns round so they can't do anything, but then I think I'm in the way with these line troops now. Yeah, well, if they break through here, we'll be able to get them. Guard artillery, again. How many have you got there? Okay, so I'm going to turn this guard artillery around, quick swing around, and then fire on the flank of these guys. So I've taken the numbers. I mean, that was heavy. 3,200 and a lot of cavalry as well. So his numbers are whittling down, and I sort of laughed to myself here because he's got skirmishers that are routed in my rear. So I am going to charge them and do what he does to me. Nothing much going on in this area. This high ground up here, they're disordered, so they can't do anything. But we will press forward with Kandras, fantastic leader. Sorting them out every time. Nice attack. These guys as well, they are 400, 300 disordered. Okay, we'll have a crack there. mission successful that time. We might not be here, they're just orders that they can. Kind of anonymous, you lead that attack on in. Okay, push them back. Got some skirmishers here. Push them back. I can't advance too far because we need, as I said last time or a little while ago, excuse me, we need to try and get this kink moving. Yeah, there's an awful lot of units tied down here, all because I don't know exactly what's in front of me here. I'm predicting a lot of cavalry, so anyway, we do need to get cracking on a little bit. That's them gone. Who have we got here? SARS. They got line of sight on anyone? They do. Sorry, it hasn't really made much ground, apart from breaking the line up in Eylau. Nothing has really worried me. Not that that's worrying me either. Got the guard coming up. Visibility's 4 hexes. What's the weather doing again? Light snow, so probably clearing up by 12 o'clock. So that's what another, can't work it out, 5 turns. I can't do much around here. Don't know where those Cossacks have gone. Good news is we haven't seen anything in Klein Sausgarten yet. That's not to say there's nothing there, we just haven't seen anything yet. So yeah, he took a hammer in there, didn't he? Absolutely hammering. Continue with the guard cavalry going around, so that's what we're looking at this the minute in the south. Try and get rid of that kink. Now we can charge. I'm going back on what I said a turn or two ago, and I think I might bring my cavalry to the front again and use my infantry squares and artillery as a fallback zone if I have to, in case he's just got too much there. Excuse me. And yeah, it's sort out Eylau next turn, see what he does there. I'm not too worried about here because I've got a lot of infantry squares and a lot of artillery around, and the cuirassiers are held in reserve, so excuse me, they'll be able to deal with anything that does break through, and we've got plenty cavalry up here now to swing around, so kind of looking forward to this next turn now.